All right, guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am super excited to be on. Can you believe this is literally we've completed our 6 weeks. It has been an amazing 6-week series of Gateway to Greatness. And it's really what is leading us to convention, which is next week. So if you guys are not registered yet, do yourself a favor and do so. Actually, the ones that are registered, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat group if you guys are excited to be going to convention next week. This is really a do not miss event. You guys, if you really want to grow your business and you really want to experience the vision of the mission so you can really help so many other people win in life, this is really an event that you need to go to. And there's still really plenty of time to go. You know, Josh and I, our first convention was 2 years ago in Austin, and we had a 5-day notice from when we became coaches. And guess what? 5-day notice, we still went. So there's really no excuses. So I'm super excited for tonight. Let's get the party started. You know, we've had an amazing last 6 weeks. We've gone through everything in depth as far as client acquisition. We've gone through client support, coach acquisition, and tonight we're really going to be going over your coach support and how to really start your new coaches off strong. And as a bonus, we're really going to start this out with some amazing coaches who are going to be sharing their hearts with you and really share with you what, you know, their coaching stories are and really how Optavia has changed their lives. So enough about me. I'm going to go ahead and start with our first guest speaker. So Sabrina May, are you there, my friend?
I am.
Hi, take it away.
I don't know why I'm so nervous.
The good thing is on here.
Hold on, let me turn on my timer. All right, so thank you, Michelle. I'm so my story really starts in January of 2015 when I started the program. And after I had success in losing weight, I had friends ask about the program. So after 9 months of saying no, I eventually said yes to coaching. I had been to a few local events and I had all the excuses that year because it was October when I signed up. So in 2016, I had all the excuses to not go to convention. And then I started seeing posts from other coaches and I was like, all right, there's nothing stopping me. So I registered. I really wanted to be a part of that community. Because one of the things that happened to me was it wasn't about the money. It was more about the purpose and the community. I had had blood clots 8 years before and embolisms in my chest. And I couldn't at that time understand why I was still alive. And I'm going to try not to be emotional, but when so many other people out there provided value, so why was I still here? So when I started to really see what we do as coaches, I began to dream, but it was small. I held 3 to 4 clients at a time, and it was great to cover my orders, but I really didn't know how to dream big because I'd been in debt for so many years, for over 20 years. I'd look at my budget and expenses, turn off that idea of being financially free. I worked full-time, had a 4-year-old who was always sick, and my marriage was in shambles. He didn't support me, my husband didn't support me coaching, and didn't believe that I would be successful. So I let all of those things and that stress and those thoughts let me get in my own way for a good 1.5 years. And then came my shift. So May of 2017 at the Biltmore in Arizona, Jamil came out for an event where the Woods, Tenters, and Valentines were there, and a lot of different stories were being told. I've heard Jamil's story a few times, but this version was different because of the stress that was going on in my marriage. We'd basically given ourselves until the end of that year to decide if we were going to get divorced or not. So we'd just built an amazing new home. And I don't even know if Jamil understood the stress that was going on with me at that moment. But when he got to the part about him and Amanda and the divorce papers being on the table, I broke a little. But I finally saw some hope. And then I heard the story of a pastor. One who was successful, but broken. He grew up heavy, and his friends teased him, and he laughed about it, but he was torn up inside about it. He had a beautiful family with 4 adult children. And he told a story about the year before when he went into his study and he took out his gun and he contemplated what to do. And then he prayed. And then the next day, a friend posted about the program and he saw hope. And a year later, standing in front of us, he had lost 100 pounds and transformed his life. Our program literally saved his life. And I broke a little bit again. So that was my shift. This is my purpose. So we can help people see the possibilities and dream, who really are hope dealers. We can save lives. Jamil asked me at convention, you shifted in May, what happened? And I've told that story. I know he's heard me tell it a couple times, but I really, at that moment, started tuning in to more trainings, going to more events, listening, and getting into action and doing the work. I had a lot of red light thinking going on, and I started shifting that. I use the Stop, Challenge, Choose approach every day in my life, and most importantly, how I respond in my confrontations in my marriage. I went from health coach to manager that month, and then after convention was ED. A few months later, I really just focused on that client base and building a strong coach group and seeing my coaches grow and hit ED and manager in a few months is incredible. I'm so incredibly excited to watch them make their dreams a reality. And for me, I'm finally able to dream big and see that financial freedom ahead of me, and even my marriage is in a stronger path. So what you need to do is just really connect with that, use your mentor, and believe, and be open to that belief, and be open to making it a reality, and dream big.
Wow, what a powerful start. I just love your heart. Thank you so much for sharing, Sabrina. That was amazing. So next, I am excited to bring on one of my dear friends, Priscilla Allen. Priscilla, are you there?
Hi, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay, awesome. So hello everyone, my name is Priscilla Allen and I am a certified health coach as well with Optavia. And Sabrina, your story was beautiful. It's gonna be hard for me to come back after that, but you know, what I love about our program is that we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from different stories, and it's so beautiful that we come into Optavia and we just share the same vision and the same mission, and we learn how to dream together, and the community that we get to be a part of is just crazy, you know? But my journey started a few years back as well, in 2015, around there. I met my coach, Craig Chapman, at a bank. I saw him go through an incredible transformation, and I was very, very interested in Optavia. Back then was Take Shape for Life, more for the financial side. I didn't really think I needed to lose weight or anything like that. And I was looking to stay home. I had just gotten pregnant with my baby, and I was looking to stay home and, you know, be able to be a mom. And this opportunity came to me, and it just became the vehicle for me to do this. When I started, it was kind of funny because I had the mentality of a banker. I used to work for Wells Fargo, and my mind was like, oh my gosh, easy peasy. I can sell a product to anybody. It's not going to be hard. And my coach told me, if you don't have a heart for people and you don't have a heart to share this program with people, he's like, you're not going to grow. And I was so offended. I was like, how dare you? I do have a heart for people. But in my mind, it was more of a product I was trying to sell to people. And I think one of the biggest things that this program has given me is the opportunity to grow. You know, to grow mentally to where I am today. And I love the fact that, you know, like Jamil told me once, if you want to grow this business, Priscilla, you're going to have to care for your coaches, and you're going to have to fall in love with their goals and fall in love with their dreams and fall in love with their whys. And all of a sudden, when everything was about me, it wasn't just about me anymore. And what I love to tell people is, like, what I love about our business model is that no man is going to be left behind. Like there's 84 of us in this call right now. And in order for your coach to reach their goals, they have to help you reach your goals too. And I love that business model because now we're all succeeding together. We are all just growing together. We're all dreaming together. We are all, everybody's doing this together and rising together. And so that's one of the biggest things that I fall in love with this is the fact that now, I call my coaches in the morning. I'm like, okay, what is your goal? What do you want to do? Why do you want this? And I start falling in love with them. And I genuinely shriek when I see them reach their goals as if it was me, because it's crazy. Like that's the kind of company we're in now, whereas before everything was just me. It was my numbers. Everything was for me. And so I love the fact that we've been able to grow this to that point where, now I have a team of people that I care for and that I love. And one of the biggest things that's crazy for me is the fact that, when I started this, I thought if I can just make $1,000 a month, I will be okay. And so I remember going on a call with Jamil and he's like, so what do you want to do? And when we start as coaches, this is our dreams, right? They're so little. I told him, well, if I can just make $1,000 a month, I'll be okay. I told him that's all I need. And so it was probably like 2 months later, I made $1,000 and he goes, okay, so what do you want to do now? You just want to stay there? And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to travel? What is it you want to do? And you know what, you guys? He taught me how to dream because I didn't know how to dream. I had no idea how to dream. For me, it was just the 9 to 6 job, come home, cook for my husband, cook for me, watch on TV, go to sleep, and then repeat the same thing the next day, right? So I had no idea what it was to dream. I didn't know what that was. And so to be able to do this now, make an incredible income, and now know that I can create and design my life around whatever matters most to me just blows me away. Because the majority of us do not think that way. Like we don't think that way at all. We don't think that way. We think it's just the 9 to 6, we think that society has laid it out for us. This is how it has to be. And that's it. And what happens is that society teaches us to function, within our walls. We got to function with the society because we're so many people. So we think that by working for somebody else, that's the only way. But this program has allowed me to dream, to work for myself, to create financial independence, to not rely on corporate, right? I told my coaches, like, you guys, you're just a number at corporate, no offense. You can give your heart and you can give your soul to corporate, but if they have budget cuts and you gotta go, you gotta go. They don't care. They don't care that you put your heart and your soul into this. And that's what I love about Optavia. You put your heart and you put your soul into this and you just plant so many seeds and you begin to see these seeds start grow and grow. And you're just like, oh my gosh, you get to reap those benefits and those rewards. And on top of that comes the financial part as well, which is a beautiful gift. So I just encourage you guys all, honestly, if your dreams were like mine in the beginning, which was just I'm okay with $1,000 and that's it. I don't care about anything else. You guys dream. And if you don't know how to dream, talk to your mentor. Talk to your mentor. And if your mentor doesn't know how to dream, go to Jamil. He knows how to dream. He'll teach you how to dream. We're going to convention. You'll be able to talk to him. Get him down and teach him and ask him to teach you how to dream. And that is going to be the best thing you can do for yourself. We have one life to live. Are you going to live it for someone else or are you going to live for yourself? So anyway, that is what I have for you guys today. Michelle, take it back.
I love your energy, girl. And I preach it, literally dream. And I love that you said that because really this business has allowed so many of us to dream a bigger life. And I just love what you said. Amazing, amazing. Okay, so next we're keep this party going. We've got Kirsten, which I'm excited to bring on. She's only been coaching for not even that long. Just met Oracle Global, absolutely love her. So Kirsten, are you there?
I am.
Hi, friend, take it away.
Awesome. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just push my start on my timer. Okay, got it. All right, so my story actually, or I should say our story, Nick and I, started last August. I'm actually a licensed esthetician. I've done skincare and makeup for over 20 years. And so that is what I thought that I was going to be doing the rest of my life. I was part of a direct sale company that had been around a really long time. I was actually very, very successful in that company. I had made it to executive ranks. And then we started Optavia, back in August just to get healthy. Had no intention of coaching or anything like that. Just wanted to lose weight and be able to share with our kids. And we have 5 children, healthy habits. And then September, my company closed. And we were kind of just like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? We have 5 kids. Our food bill is through the roof. Like, how are we going to provide? And so I quickly found another skincare company that I, hopped into and really just started hustling, because that's what I knew, is how to hustle. And, that was my focus. Well, as Nick and I started dropping weight, people were asking, oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I kept saying, here's my coach. And I just kept referring them to Ivy. And she would say, well, you guys should really consider coaching. And I was, oh, no, I'm an esthetician. I do skincare and makeup. And so she'd be like, okay. So she kept taking our clients. And I mean, you're talking my mom, my best friend, like all our close-knit, people, we were just passing right back to our coach. And finally, by like the 7th person, she's like, that like even 5 clients could at least cover the cost of your food. And that's when the light bulb went off and we're like, okay, maybe we should really give this a try. So we started just to cover the cost of our food, put out a Facebook post, and oh my gosh, the responses started coming in. I was on the phone doing explore calls before I could even really train. I'm probably like the worst example of how it should be done, because I did not follow system. I just jumped right in because that's what I knew how to do. And so anyway, we ended up bringing on about 30 clients in 6 weeks, promoted to executive director. And oh my goodness, and I'll try not to cry too, because our God knows what's best. And here I thought that, the road was this way. And I was so set on doing what I thought was best, and all along he knew what was best. And our income within that 6 weeks surpassed the income that I had made in 4 years as an executive rank at my previous company, which just blew my mind. And so, we kept going, we kept bringing on more clients. December was our highest paycheck, and no coaches at this time. Didn't think I needed coaches. Just kept bringing on clients going, yes, look at all the money that could be made with coaches. We didn't even know where the money was coming from. Every week we were getting money, and we were just amazed. And then all of a sudden in January, a lot of people dropped off. And that's where my shift happened, is January. When a lot of my clients dropped off, I remember I was on a training, and trainings are super important because even though you hear things and it's repetitive, one person might say something just slightly different and you have that aha moment. And my aha was, if those clients were coaches, then they're not going to drop off. And I went, oh my gosh, I need to make all my clients coaches. So that's what I did. And we just started bringing on coaches, and, and the financial aspect of it is amazing. There's hope, we have like things that we need, for our family, and we actually see a way out and it to become obtainable. Whereas with the just regular JOB, it's not. But the most important thing, it is so rewarding every day to get text messages from people saying, oh my gosh, my doctor took me off my blood pressure medicine. My doctor took me off my cholesterol medicine. I'm no longer diabetic, to get see your parents just thriving and now working the business with you, doing amazing. These are things that are just life-changing. And I'm just so grateful for this company. I can say that, I can't even tell you how important convention is. I had been to convention with my previous company, broke as can be. I packed meals and took it and ate in my hotel room because I couldn't even afford to go out to eat. But it literally changed my life. And I haven't been to convention yet with Optavia, but I know it's going to be life-changing. And I'm so excited. And this company is just, like I said, I've been in the industry, and this company is amazing. There's nothing more I could say. It's just absolutely amazing. It has blessed my family, and I cannot wait to see what God has in store for us and our team.
I love it, Kirsten. I love your story. I love your heart. Isn't that amazing, you guys? And actually, everyone, wish them a happy 15th wedding anniversary. They took the time, and they're still here, still doing the work, and I love you guys. So happy anniversary to you guys.
Thank
Awesome,
you.
guys. I wish we can keep doing this all night long. I just love hearing these stories. So last but not least, we have one more story from an incredible coach. I'm so excited to hear. Stephanie Jaycox, are you there, friend?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Take it away.
Awesome. So, I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason and there's no such thing as coincidences. So this is no exception. My journey started March 2015. I needed to lose weight, like many of us. And I, obviously dropped weight very quickly. Well, kind of like Priscilla said, when you have that 9 to 5 and budget cuts hit, guess what? Anybody can be the person to get cut. So they cut half of corporate, and I was one of the ones that got cut. And so initially I started coaching just because I had time on my hands, and I was like, everybody was asking me. I was sending people to my coach, and at the time my coach wasn't Dawn, but they weren't really getting support, so they were asking me questions and stuff. And so I was like, you know what? I'll just help them. I have time. So I started helping them just because of that. And what I realized is that coaching was so rewarding. And so I hit ED within a couple weeks, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't think I'm going to have to go back to work, which I never thought, because I had applied to 100 jobs and like nobody called me. And I'm like, I didn't get it. I had all these degrees and certifications and stuff. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe this is meant to be, So I, continued coaching, and it's been obviously 3 years now, and I don't have a 9 to 5 anymore. I coach. And so I was like, you know what, this is great. But like I said, I just started coaching because I was just helping people, along my free time. And so then it came to the point where I was like, okay, if I can just make like $3,000 a month, that'll be good, because then I'll be able to contribute to the bills. We'll be fine financially. And so, obviously as executive director, it comes out to about that per month. So I was good. And, Dawn would always ask me like, okay, well, what are your goals? And I'm like, oh, I want to go to the top. But you know what? My why wasn't big enough, because, and you hear this all the time, and I didn't understand it at the time. And then life happened, and I realized what that meant. So I was content at like $3,000 a month. And again, my why wasn't big enough. So I was in a marriage that was very abusive. I was controlled in every aspect. I was physically and mentally abused, and it took a toll on me mentally. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for Optavia and the focus on the healthy mind portion of this, I don't know where I would be now, because there were days that I don't even know how I made it. So fast forward, I start coaching, I'm an executive director, and I'm content there. And then the end of 2016, I nearly lost my life in my marriage. The abuse was so bad, and I was at probably the darkest place in my whole life. And I knew that I had to get out. And so my why got bigger, right? Really quick, because I knew that I had to be able to financially support myself on my own with my 2 kids, obviously. And so at that time, I started dreaming bigger, and I was like, you know what, like, what is possible? But that healthy mind wasn't where it needed to be. And this is, you hear all the time where people are like, you know what, our program is focused on healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. But healthy mind, I wasn't taking enough time to work on that. So I really started that. And, Garrett and Dawn, they kept saying, like, really do personal development. Even Jamil, every training we would get on, that's what they would say, like, do personal development. And I'm like, yeah, okay. But when I started doing that every day, it's amazing how much that mindset shifted. So fast forward to last year. So November 2017, I was able to get out alive. And I was scared. I left with $62 to my name. He took it all. So I left, and I had nowhere to go. I had nothing to do. I didn't know what I was going to do. But to be honest, if I had a 9 to 5, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have been stuck, because you know what? I wouldn't have been able to just quit my job. So I was able to leave. I was able to get out. I left, and now my why got even bigger. And so I had a conversation with Jamil at Go Global, and I was like, look, here's what's going on. I gotta make it work. And he's like, okay, here's what we got to do. And so he's, knew my why then. And ever since that point, when my why got bigger, I had such a huge vision of what needed to happen. And Jamil's like, look, you got to start bringing on coaches. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. I finally got it. And you know what? I have been bringing on coaches, and it has been transformational, not from a financial standpoint. I mean, yes, that's great, but just from a loving and caring and having such a huge tribe of people on your team that help support you. They don't, I mean, well, the ones that are on the call now know, now know the story. This is the first time I've ever shared it with you guys, but they don't even really know, you know, and so, but they have helped me and supported me so much from just being that like-minded, positive people on your side. And it's been transformational. So I just say to you, you guys are coaches for a reason. This is not by coincidence. There's a purpose in your life that you are to serve by being a coach, whether it's you helping somebody or, you know what, those people are probably going to help you more than you could ever help them. So if your why is not big enough, dig deeper, talk to your mentors, figure out what is really going to drive you, because you know what, I am on fire now because I have to survive, and my why is huge, and I have goals and visions that I never ever dreamed was possible. So if your why is not big enough, talk to your team, get with your mentors. I mean, like they said, you'll see Jamil next week. Talk to him because he can light that fire for you and help you see that anything is possible. You can be the next Jamil Frazier or Dan Valentine or whoever, but just know that your purpose here is greater than what you could ever imagine. And that's all I have.
Wow, that was so powerful. And I thank you so much for sharing your heart. You are an incredible person. Wow, you guys, that was pretty awesome. Thank you so much to all of our speakers for sharing. And you can really see that everyone comes from a different background. You know, we have different needs, different dreams, beliefs, desires, you know, and really different financial burdens. But you see that everyone strive for the same thing, just a bigger life for themselves, whatever that meant for them. So that was incredible, you guys. And, you know, kind of going into more, you know, really think about it, you know, helping more people, serving more lives, really creating more of those transformational stories, building massive legacies. And it really all rests on our ability to sponsor coaches. You know, we can help a ton of people. We really can, but we can help even more people as we bring on more coaches and really support them well. You know, last week we really spoke heavily on sponsoring. So, you know, let's really get into getting these coaches off to a fast start. So our first coach that's going to kick this off is an amazing coach. He's built a pretty amazing business in such a short amount of time. So Stephen Waite, can you please come on and share with us why it's important to start coaches off fast and really keep it fun and simple?
Absolutely. Can you hear me? All right, sounds good. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to follow up with those four people that just spoke, because that was just absolutely incredible. So those of you who are on, let me start my timer too. So those of you who are on that are not going to convention, you're going to miss 4 days of what you just saw in those four speakers. I mean, that is what it's all about. You know, and one of the common threads that I heard in every one of those speakers was where they started out at in their coaching journey, you know, and where they are now and that growth that they've experienced. And I've experienced similar growth in that way. And, you know, being a new coach and being scared, it's the same as being a client when you first come on. You know, you don't know what you're doing. You don't have a clue what you're doing, but you have your coach as your guide. So it's the same concept with our new coaches. So that's kind of what we want to run through today, and how to start our coaches strong, you know, how to get them out of the gates quickly and get them to dream bigger. Make it fun and simple. You know, that's one of the things that we really need to focus on is don't make it more difficult on yourself than you need to starting out as a coach. I recently have a new coach who just missed hitting her cab, but she was frustrated. You know, she hit senior coach in 34 days, but she was frustrated by day 45 because she was trying to watch all the videos and she was trying to learn everything all at once. And I had to simplify it. I had to bring it back down to the basic concepts and start from the bottom and move our way up. So one of the things that you really want to focus on was exactly what Stephanie had just said, and that's why. You know, what is their why? You know, when you're bringing on a new coach, you know, ask them what their goals are, where they see themselves in 2 to 3 years, and where are they right now? You know, our goals always start out small. Priscilla said the same thing. Our goals are here when we first, because we're afraid to dream and we're afraid to look beyond what we feel is conceivable and what's possible. Possibilities are endless. We know that. We need to convey that to our new coaches. So what are their goals? Not every coach is going to come on with these big giant aspirations of going, integrated presidential in a year or what have you. They may just want to come on to pay for the food, or maybe they just want to help their mom, come off their medications. So that's the one thing is get to the bottom of their why. Focus on what brought them to coaching, whether it was accountability, whether it was financial, whether it was just to help a couple friends out, whether it was accountability for their own health, or maybe just pay for their food. So that's one of the big things that you really want to focus on is getting to their why. So some of the challenges that we face with new coaches, I was a challenge when I started coaching because I was just wanted to do it on my own. I was on fire and wasn't really willing to follow the processes at first. I was fortunate that I brought a lot of clients on really quickly, but they really reeled me in and pulled the reins in on me because I was just kind of going rogue. And when I started to work in structure and started to coach in structure, that's when things really started to come together for me. So some of the challenges of not working alongside your coaches, oversharing. When I first started coaching, it was all about throwing out as much information as I could to these people. I was making it more difficult than I needed to. So stand by your coaches, your new coaches, and make sure that they're not oversharing on their Explore calls. Make sure that it's share and care, not sell and tell. That's one common thing that I've heard numerous times since starting with coaching, but definitely just share and care. One of the other things is not having enough candidates. We feel that when we come on as a coach, that everyone's going to come to us. We're afraid to reach out to people. It's important to get them out of the gates quickly with making that list. I know when I first did my coach intro call, my first coaching call with Jamil and Tony and Jackie, I was on there and I had made my list, and Jamil said, read 10 names off that list. And I said, okay. He said, all right, do you have your phone on you? I said, sure. So I pulled my phone out and he made me text 10 of those people right then and there. I was mortified. I was absolutely mortified. I thought, oh my God, these people are going to think I'm insane by sending this text out to them, because I had my way that I wanted to do it. I thought that people would just come to me because they like me. That ain't how it works. That's not how it works. So yeah, Jamil had me text 10 people right out of the gate. So it was pretty enlightening. So lack of actual inviting. So that's the big thing. We got to make sure we're inviting. Failure to posture the trilogy. Use the trilogy. There's a reason why the trilogy is put together the way it is. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finance. I think every single speaker before me touched on that. They touched on all of those pieces because that is Optavia. That's optimal health. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finance. All three aspects of it. When you finally realize that those three things have to be brought out on the initial Explore call, that's when you start to find success as well, because it puts that thought in your head. Simplify. Don't make things too complicated. So, all right. Why did we start Coach as well? Gives them a vision for our mission. Success breeds success. That's one thing that I'm learning very quickly is success breeds success. So when we're following in the footsteps of those who have been where we are and have made it, so to speak, in their own businesses, there's a reason why they're succeeding, because they're following the process. Show them a duplicatable process. So, the things that we're taught, we need to convey to these people. Convey it early, but keep it simple early on. Give them structure and keep it fun, simple and easy. Instill these solid skills early is one of the things that I really, really want to stress. So give them success so that measurement is exciting, protect our reputation and our offer. So one of the things that we find a lot, clients do this as well, is they throw out automatically, they're kind of dipping their toe into coaching, but they're not quite ready to coach yet. So they start asking their friends about it and saying, it's $380 a month. And their friends are automatically like, absolutely not. I don't have an extra $400 a month to spend. So we got to reel those people in. You know, there's a reason why. There's much more value than just the cost of food. You know, the coaching, the whole entire trilogy, that's what it's all about. So protect the reputation and protect our offer. When we give them the name Optavia, that takes the power out of our hands. They go out, they go to the website, they don't see what Optavia truly is. They see a diet. That's all they see. Dismiss, sorry about that. Okay, real quick then. Our system uses flexibility and discernment. Client-centered. Focus on their why. Schedule 1 to 2 health assessments with your new coaches. Teach, guide, and mentor. That's big, big, big. Order their business kit before the first health assessment. That's important. I made that mistake one time. I brought a girl on who I was trying to talk about coaching with. She had someone who was ready to sign up. Well, she wasn't ready to sign up at that point in time. She was that night. That client was ready to sign up, but that coach wasn't ready to sign up as a coach. So I put it off. We ended up losing that client. We had that client signed up that night, but I hesitated because I wanted her to be on that new coach's team. So get them signed up before you do a health assessment with them. Starting point reference tool. There is a reference tool out there. If you don't have it, reach out to your mentor. They can get it for you. And I know I'm running over Michelle. I apologize. Help them start their first 1 to 2 clients. Success breeds success. Like I said, they'll get frustrated. If you're not helping them sign up their first 1 to 2 clients, make sure you are doing that because it can be overwhelming. This is all new to them. So assist your coach in finding coaching partners right away. As I said, the trilogy right out of the gate. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finance. Every client is a potential coach. And I firmly believe that now. I didn't at first, but I do now. All right. I know I'm about a minute and a half over. I apologize. Thank you guys so much. I can't wait to see you all at convention. And if you're not going, seriously consider going because it's going to be an amazing, amazing time.
I love it, Steve. Thanks so much. So you guys, you know, it's really important to really connect with your new coach. Like Steve was saying, you know, really learn their goals, get them to dream, even dream with them. You know, like Priscilla was saying earlier, you know, people don't know how to dream. It's so easy to grow up and forget about dreaming because we don't feel like that fits into our life at that moment. And so really get them to dream and dream with them, you know, and really kind of do it like we do when we start off clients. You know, we get them to dream of what the possibilities are when they lose weight. Same kind of thing with coaching. You know, we really want to give them a vision of what's possible. We really want to connect with their why. You know, as everyone was talking about their why, you know, that's what's going to keep them going. You know, we want to keep it super simple. We want to keep it fun because coaching is fun. And if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And you want to keep them engaged. So I love that Steve really also mentioned the trilogy because we all know this is not a weight loss program. This is that life program. And you want to share the full offering with every single person, even with your new coaches and all of their new potential clients because they're learning from you. So everything that you're saying, your new coaches are going to pick up. So that was awesome, Steve. Thank you so much. So next we have another amazing coach who him and his wife, Kirsten, who you just heard from, you know, they haven't been coaching that long and they've really just blown up. You know, they've already built an integrated national business and they're doing amazing. So I'm really excited to bring on Nick Lavelle, who's going to be going over a new coach checklist. So Nick, if you're there, take it away.
Hey guys, how are you? Can you hear me? I got the headset on? Okay, cool. I did the headset today instead of the microphone. Hey, okay, so new coach checklist. Here's the bottom line. We're going to run through the process. I'm not so much going to share the document right here on my screen as I am going to take you through, although I have it here. Ooh. Anyway, so let's get them started. Confirm that they have a start list of 5 to 6. Stephen just said this. You're going to basically get them to have their people ready for you. Ready for them, actually, I should say. And that they would like to, the people that they want to help start their journey will get those 3-way calls scheduled right away. Stephen was mortified. You know, Jamil said, you got your phone? Well, who doesn't? That was a rhetorical question, I guarantee you. He was probably on his phone using it as a Zoom. What? Of course I have my phone. Well, go ahead and start up those text messages and get them out. So, and that holds them accountable to actually writing their list. And this helps the process get going right away. Encourage them to set up their 3-way calls with the first few clients right away. So that list that you're going to ask them about right off the get-go that you're confirming is going to now become an activity list more than it is just a list to stare at. Let's not have them write a grocery list that they might get next week when they run by the store. This is not the same. This is like literally priority number one. Let's get your business going. Let's change some lives. Let's change your life. Let's get things rocking and rolling. It's exactly what we had to do. Matter of fact, we did it through social media as well. So we really put it out there. Connect them with our community resources. So in other words, get them plugged into the 0 to 5 group. Get them plugged into Healthy Habits, which they should already be plugged in if they were a client already. These are huge, immensely important resources. And one of the reasons is because they're going to find that the community is going to be a boost to the downs that come with, seeking people out and people flaking on them and different things that are going to happen. And the community is going to say, oh, it happened to me too, but, look at this. So anyway, and then the resources, of course, stuff like your checklists. Anyway, there's tons of other stuff. Get the 3 ways to occur. And then you're providing on-the-job training. As a coach, having coaches come on board, you want to provide them with literally on-the-job necessity training. And it's going to be just in time. That's the way we do things. Now, I'm gonna temper this with saying, you do not want to assume that everyone can drink from a fire hose. You don't want to assume that everyone can drink from a garden hose. You have to temper it with common sense and logic. Some people are going to do one assessment with you, and they're going to understand the process. They're going to have studied the script, if you want to call it that, the suggested words. The suggested verbiage. They're going to be able to plug in right away, and they're going to run with it. That is when you can let them go a little bit. Now, if you get someone else who's like, I'm just not confident and I need to do this a bunch of times, well, then run through it with them, 3, 4, 5 times. Get them to senior coach. You can actually boost them up. I know that Josh and Michelle have done quite a good job at getting people to senior coach. So kudos to you guys. Review your Optavia coach email with your new coach, right? And get them to the Optavia Learn resources. Get them growing to senior coach, okay? They need to be going to senior coach. That's the first path. They shouldn't be looking at ED. They shouldn't be looking at integrated national or global or any other level than their next step. Point to them their next step. Don't be like the Compass in Pirates of the Caribbean, okay? We don't need that. So, send them the welcome coach email right away, which is common sense. Step 2, set up a meet and greet with someone on their support team, in your support team. Whoever is your business coach should get on that call with you and be able to give them a third perspective to what the process is and insight, and be able to answer questions. Even though they trusted you, it's going to help them to see someone more outside of your world that's been doing it longer, or maybe has just a different environment. Maybe they live in the same area that this person lives, and it's just a different environment or community. Excuse me. Have them start on their contact list. Obviously, we said this, but sending training call messages, which, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, I think Stephanie actually put something in there in the chat. If you check it out, she did. You can look in the chat and you can see the verbiage. Cut and paste that. If you have to edit that a little bit, that's what you want to send out. You want to get people to set up a training call, get your coaches to set up that training call with their friends and family. Let them know it is just for training. It's not an obligatory thing. Have them begin scheduling those training calls right away. This is for them to be in an apprentice role, by the way. This is not for them to do the calls and you to sit and listen. No, this is for you to do it like it's your customer that's going to be getting helped. And you're going to show them the way, right? You will show them the Jedi path. So then on-the-job training. Training calls are fun, easy, and part of our scheduled business model. Fun and easy. So remember the fire hose. No one likes drinking from a fire hose. Reminds me of an old Weird Al movie. But anyway, the fire hydrant. So part of our successful business model is literally making things fun and easy. It's not about complicating things. Look, this is all you need to think about. Just get 5 people on the phone, 3 people on the phone, whatever it is. I say 5 because you want to get them to senior coach. And you might have 1 or 2 that drop off. So if you say 5, you're going to end up with 3 to 4, maybe even 5. And that's great. Use the script for inviting if needed. That's in the chat. Like, I don't know which side of your computer it's on, but it's there. Do these calls until competency or confidence is like showing itself, exposing itself. That's the common sense part that I was talking about. If someone gets it, maybe do 1 more with them just to make sure they have it, and you're going to listen to them, and it kind of flip-flop rolls. So instead of you being the one doing it, you're going to flip-flop, listen to them. Critique them afterward. Maybe you need to do 1 more with them. Maybe they've got it and they're good. And then once in a while, you just want to check in with them and make sure they're still on the norm, because if they're not, they could be diverting off the path, and you might need to just kind of pull the reins and get them back in and get the blinders reset. So that does happen, and it can happen. So the structure of training calls, you're going to mentor what the new coach should be doing on a call. That is exactly what it's for. You're going to mentor the 3 steps to share using health assessment: awaken, share, invite. You're going to awaken something within them, right? So you're going to ask them why they wanted to get on the phone with you. You're going to go over the assessment. That's what it's there for. It's a conversation piece to awaken this, I'm going to get fancy, intrinsic motivation. I'm a yogi. So, but you're going to awaken this intrinsic motivation. This is to literally get them to a point where the why is deeper than, I just want to do it for my grandkids. Well, heck, that's great, but I want to not hold my breath when I tie my shoes. That's literally intrinsic motivation. That's something they're going to confronted with every single day of their life when they go to put their shoes on. Or how about when they go to their closet and they have to pick an outfit out and they dread it because they don't fit in anything? That's intrinsic motivation right then and there. That's going to awaken them to not eat the donut or whatever it is they like to eat. Pizza, Taco Tuesday. Anyway, so invite. I hear what you want to accomplish. Right? So be specific and say what it is they want to accomplish. I hear that you've done this. You're acknowledging the depth of their desire, right? And then I know that we can help you. I know what our program can do. Have confidence. I know what our program can do. I know that I sleep better. I'm not going to tell them that because I don't know if they will. I have no idea. I don't know what their reason is. I know I sleep better. My health has changed so much, just health, that I sleep better. That is crazy. So I do believe in the program. You should too. So are you ready to get started? Ask them. If you don't ask, it's a no right off the get-go. Just ask. So there you go. All right. So what's next? Debrief quickly. Order if ready. Be ready. Like Steven said, essentially, he had a coach that wasn't ready. And Steven at that moment was confronted. He could have literally signed him up under him and transferred it later. In that, he's shaking his head. He's like, yeah. But the reality is that he was trying to do right by that coach who wasn't ready. They should absolutely be ready. Follow-up, the follow-up system should be in place. Your binder. You got to get with the binder. You have to get with the binder. I don't even know how else to say it. You got to have the binder. Ours is right here, and it works. It is an absolute foolproof system if you follow it, but you got to do it like anything. Do it anyway. Training calls until confident. Debrief shortly after the calls. Do it for them, alongside them, and then listen to them. I'm out, and I'm a little over time. I'm sorry.
That was incredible. I can see why you and Kirsten are so successful. That was amazing. Awesome, guys. Okay, so we're almost done. Just hang on just a little bit longer. Next, I'm really going to go over just quickly on ongoing support. Really deciding on a time when it's ready, when your coach is ready for a social media launch. They may not be ready right away. That's okay. We don't want them to just go straight to social media. We really want them to connect with people. We want them to send out the messages. We want to get them to really understand the language and how we talk about the program to people and how we really connect with people's why before we give them the how. So once your coach is ready for a social media launch, you really want to stay close with them. You want to show them how to do it effectively, how to have them do it correctly, even, you know, as far as just posting, making sure that disclaimer is on there, how they're going to, you know, reach out to the people that have been asking or people that are commenting or people that are liking. So you really want them to go off for a really successful social media launch, and don't have them do it alone, do it with them. And then also, you know, we all know Coach Monday. Coach Monday should be set in all of your rocks, or all of your rocks in your calendar, but they should be rocks in your calendar. You guys really need to really also show that off to your coaches and have them get on those calls. We know how powerful that leadership call is in itself, and have them also get on that starting point. You know, that starting point was made for new coaches to be successful, to know a little bit about what's possible in coaching. So you want to make sure that that's on their weekly calendar, you guys. And then next, we're going to teach the system. You know, once your coaches are bringing on new clients, you really want to stay connected with them and their new clients, and really teach them within the first, second, maybe third client, how exactly they're going to coach a client, going over the health assessment. You know, when they're ready to order as well, you know, send them the video. There's a video on how to order. That makes your life so easy as it is. You know, even the journey kickoff, as soon as that new client has gotten their food, go over the journey kickoff with them. There's an amazing video out there that you can cut your spiel from 30 minutes to 10 minutes. You know, so really have them watch the video, then debrief with them, and really get on a call right after. You can't just send them the video or have them send the video and be like, okay, they're ready. It doesn't work that way. You know, they're going to have questions. You know, the video is it's just brief. It doesn't go into detail. They're going to have questions. You want to make sure that you're sending it to them, and you're going to get on that call with them to go through that kickoff, so that we know that they're going to be doing it right, and really coach them to FAPRN. You know, get on that call every single day. You know, call should be 5-10 minutes. You know, it shouldn't be any longer than that, just to make sure they're doing everything correctly. Because if a new coach of yours is not really sure how they're coaching a new client, it's very easy for that client to just go off. If they don't have that 100% support, it's not going to work. So you want to make sure that you're going to be there to coach them through FAPRN. And then obviously our weekly check-ins, you know, set up that celebration call, you guys. That celebration call is key to making sure that client continues, you know, showing them that extra support, showing them, you know, what is possible, even if people are noticing. You know, we all know what it's like once we're in that first week and we're in FAPRN, we're feeling amazing, people may be noticing. And so you want to celebrate that person, you know, and I know a lot of people have, you know, the word celebration, they don't want to be celebrated. You know, something that we've used is celebration tip call, because everyone wants tips on how to get to their business or how to get to their goal the fastest. That's something that you can call it, but you want to make sure that everything that you're doing with your coach is going to be duplicatable to go down the line. Because if you're getting lost right here, you best believe it's not going to go all the way down here. And then that leg is just a complete mess. So you want to make sure that you're there with them every step of the way. So going over a little bit about also what Steve was talking about, you know, reviewing the system, you know, making sure they're good on that Coach Explore call, you know, scheduling the 1 or 2 health assessments, order the business kit before, because a lot, just like Steve said, a lot can happen. Or, you know, even a different route. If people, you know, they don't want to order their kit yet, they want to do maybe a few calls here and there. What if they're not ready? What are those people? We know that happens. If those people aren't ready, they're going to be discouraged and they're not going to want to coach. So you never want to get on any calls with anyone until that coach has ordered their coaching kit, and get into action once they do. You know, start with those training calls. Start with that meet and greet. The meet and greet is vital to this, because you want to see that extra layer of support. And so, yeah, you know, going over with starting their first clients and, you know, assisting your coach to start finding the coaching partners. We all talked about sharing the trilogy. And, you know, it's not just about helping as many people as you can, but because they're going to be able to help it even more by bringing on those coaching partners. So if you structure that and you posture that early on, it's going to be easy for your coach just to look at every single person as a coach, not just a client. So there's some vital questions that you want to ask. You know, is your coach ready to hear this? You know, every time you go through a step, you don't want to give them A through Z right away, because guess what? They're going to be lost. So you want to make sure you go through the first steps. And then after that, you know, maybe kind of evaluate where they're at, you know, think, okay, are they ready for this next best step? Is it going to be best for them? Or should we go through everything? You want to go through those system checks, you guys. Focus on just 1-2 steps at a time. don't throw them too much because they're going to get lost. I guarantee that, and, like they were mentioning is just-in-time training. You want to do just-in-time training rather than just-in-case training. So you really want to stay close to your coaches, guide them every step of the way to senior coach. Sometimes they start off senior coach like that, within a day or two because they have some people asking and wanting to start this program. Doesn't mean that they're ready to fly away. It just means you got to stay close with them still, even if they're at senior coach, until you know that all of their systems are in check. Going over that checklist, like Nick mentioned, are in check before you take them on to the next step, because just because they're at senior coach, they may not know everything. So you guys definitely want to stay connected with them. That's how you're going to get them to grow. That's one thing Josh and I, we bring on a lot of coaches and we get them to senior coach really rather quickly because we're there every step of the way with them until we know that they're confident to kind of, fly away. So, well, awesome. This has been incredible. I think this has been one of my most favorite calls of all time with all these amazing speakers earlier sharing their hearts with everyone. And the trainers, you guys were amazing. Nick and Steve, my gosh, you guys blow me away. So I'm going to go over and go ahead and share my screen with you guys. We are almost done. All right. All right, so week 6 action steps. This is our last week. It's so sad. This has been an amazing series. I'm so glad that, we all got to be a part of it. So what we talked about, national convention, you heard every single person talk about it. You need to get there. You guys, there's so much time. There's still a week time to get there. Like I said earlier, I got there in 5 days. 5-day notice, I made it happen, I made it work, and believe me, it has completely changed the course of my life because of that one event. So register if you haven't already and find people to bring with you. You want to make it a party. You want people to see the vision, because the more people that you bring, they're going to see the vision and they're going to want to go just as fast as you do. Create a list of 50 potential health coaches, you guys. We all know these lists need to be continuously growing. But what's really cool for everyone that's going to convention, you're going to make this list, and make this list before you go, because when you come back from convention, you're going to have this fire that you're going to go and you are just going to talk to every single person and you're going to invite them to explore health coaching. And then qualify people 3 times this week, qualify and approach 3 daily this week. So 3 a day is nothing. It's just a simple question asking them to explore the opportunity and what that can do for their life. Super simple. It takes like 5 minutes. And then start 1 or 2 coaches next week. How cool would that be if you start them by next Wednesday? Maybe we can get them to convention too. So we are actually going to be doing an amazing sponsoring boot camp. So put these rocks in your calendars. July 24th and 25th. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we're going to be doing just a mini sponsoring boot camp that is going to gear us up for our next Facebook Live event. We know how amazing these have been, how powerful these are. This is going to be my most favorite because we're going to be exploring freedom. Freedom with whatever that means to someone. Freedom in their health, in their mind, in their finances. That word alone was a big word for me when I went to convention my first year because I didn't know what that meant. And a lot of people don't know what that means. So I think that is going to be a super powerful Facebook Live because people want to explore freedom because people don't even know at this point what it is. And so that is going to be July 28th. It is a Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. There is a Facebook page already or Facebook invite already. So if you're not connected to it already, reach out. We'll start inviting you and just start inviting every single person you know because we know how great these are. And our next 6-week boot camp is going to start August 4th. Can you believe we're already towards the end of July, which is crazy. So coming back from convention, we are going to be straight fire. We've got a sponsoring boot camp. We've got our Facebook Live, which is going to be incredible. We've already have incredible speakers that are just going to share life into every single person that's going to be on. And then followed by our 6-week boot camp. So it's going to be pretty amazing. I am super excited for all of this. I'm excited for all of you guys that are coming to convention. For those who have not registered yet, it is not too late. So please go ahead and register. And I cannot wait to see you all. I can't wait to meet most of you that I've never met before. It's going to be an incredible time. So thank you all for being on. Thank you so much to the speakers for sharing your heart. For the trainers, you guys were amazing. And you all have a great rest of your day.